Hi there, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here, Suzanne from Hullabaloo, with another project for you. Today's project is a quick and simple one, aimed at those that don't maybe have much crafting material in their collection. Perhaps they've just started out and are learning the trade as they go along. So this box opens from the side and is big enough to house 6 standard tea lights in there. It is used only 3 things: cardstock, designer series paper and a single stamp set, and I'll show you how I created this effect with the one ink pad but 2 different tones. So today's project is going to be in a different colour. This one was with the new in colour Misty Moonlight. This one is going to be with a different in colour and that is called Bumblebee. So we'll crack right on. What you will need is a piece of, this is Bumblebee as I said, and this measures 4 3/4 by 11 1/4. What we'll also need here is a scrap of white, just for the bits of stamping that we have to do. And then a piece of designer series paper. So I've gone with the in colour collection for the newest in colours, which is the 2020 to 2022, and I've gone for a matching piece of Bumblebee, and this is a bit of a script almost. I'm not sure what it says, but that's going to be on the top of our box. I'll just pop those to one side and we'll get scoring this piece. So I'll bring my scoreboard in, and on the long side you want to score this at 3/4 inch, 5 1/4, 6, and 10 1/2. Then you want to turn it 90 degrees and score it at 3/4 inch and 4. And that's it for the scoring. We can now take this off and get cutting. Let's pop that to one side. Okay, so with my bone folder, we're going to start folding and burnishing these sides. And you want to make sure that these are nice and crisp to allow that box to come together at the end. Now this is what we call a fold over box, because it'll literally come back over on itself and come together at the top. So folding done, we need to get some cutting done. So you've got 6 little squares, and it's each of those that we're going to cut. So you need to cut along the straight and then ever so slightly take another little sliver to give it a little bit of a diagonal niche to it. This, when bringing the box together, will allow it to do so and become a nice easy fit, rather than those edges conflicting with one another, causing it to gape and so on. While I do this, I thought I'd tell you about the current offer that's on at Stampin' Up at the moment, where if you'd like to become a member of my team, and I'd welcome you with open arms. I'm always looking for new people to share crafts with. But alongside the usual offer that there is, you can now select a free stamp bundle. So those bundles mean you get a stamp set, and it'll either come with a die set to match it, to go through a die machine like the Big Shot, or up and coming soon will be the new cut and emboss machine from Stampin' Up, and I can't wait for that to come out. Or you can go down the route of choosing a stamp set that comes with a punch. Either way, you get an extra freebie in your starter kit. So if you are interested in that, please let me know. Right, so next we want to glue these little squares together. I'm using Tombow today, but I'm very excited to use the new Seal Plus that's coming out. If any of you remember using Fuse when it was out. I loved using Fuse. Right, so these two middle squares, whichever side you choose to stick them to, that instantly becomes the bottom. So I always have a good look at the card, and just in case I've got any marks on it, and then I can choose the better. I like that one, so we're going to stick these onto the other side to create that. So if you don't know, line up the two edges like that. And because I'm using liquid glue, just keep hold of for a second. I'm going to do that one at the same time. And keep hold of those just while they grip in place. And then you want to do the same with these two corners. Bit of glue on each and fold them in. And this will form the front. Catch any that seeps out of the sides, you'll be fine. And then what I do with the last one is I bring it over, and so that I can guarantee that that lid's going to fit how I want it to, I just fold it round on itself, and then I put my glue on, and then when I glue it, I know that it's a perfect fit. You don't want it to be too tight either. So we'll do the same on the other side as well. Just make sure I put enough glue on that it actually stays shut. Pop that in, bring that round and stick. Hold that tight there. Then you'll see you've got your box. And that should nicely open for me when I can get hold of it. There we go. And there you've got your box ready to put your tea lights in. So we need to decorate the top of it now. So we'll close that back up. Bring that DSP in from earlier. Do I want the wood side? Nah, still want the scripted side. So again, I'm using liquid glue. You could use snail, or if you've got your glue order in, now that it's available, you can get some of the stamping seal, which is the new tape glue that I can't wait to use. My order should be here this week with my new ones in. Right, so all I'm doing with that is centering it in the top. As you can see, all perfectly coordinating. And then just to make sure that's sealed on properly, I fold it on its other side and I just give it a press with my bone folder there. And then fasten that back up. So you, of course, with a design of this nature, you can choose which side you want it to open from. I just naturally went to the right hand side, but you know, if you know your recipient's left-handed, or if you just wanted the unusual side, then you can go for that. Okay, so all that's missing now is some stamping. So I've got my matching bumblebee ink, and I've got two stamp sets. So I've got the Comfort and Hope. Sorry, I should show you what set I'm using. So I'm using the Comfort and Hope set. And this was an incentive prize for demos earlier this year, and I was happy to have achieved that. So this was my free stamp set. It is in the annual catalogue now, so you can get a hold of this yourselves. So this is a red rubber stamp set. So I'm using this one here, Comfort and Hope, and I'm also using this. They look a bit like pine cones on a branch. So I've got those mounted up. So these are on a H block, and this one is on a C. So I'll bring my scrap of white in. So as you saw earlier, I created a stamping off effect. So what I'll do is you ink up your stamp really well. You do one, and then immediately you do another one without re-inking it back up. So as you can see, you get that two-tone effect. And then to do this, I stamped it twice because the wording doesn't quite have the gap I'd like. So I'm going to stamp two of those. And that's all the stamping that's involved. So we'll get these cut out, so put these out of my way. So all I have done is literally eyeballed these, just cutting them straight across, and then again up on the side. So what I want out of this is I want one comfort like that, and then get it straight to do my last cut. So that's the comfort, and then I want a and hope from this one. Now, if you're better at handling your scissors than I am, you could probably get that out of the one rather than stamping two. But just to be sure, I always do two. And then with these, all I did was fussy cut these out. So get them onto a piece of card like this. And then there are no dies or punches to match this set. So I've literally just got my scissors, and I haven't gone too in depth on the detail around them. I've just followed the basic shape, making sure I move the paper, and then my scissors can just make light work of it. And again up this side. And then just trimming bits off where you can to get them out of your way. And then finish off around this one. So this is the lighter of the two. So we'll pop that there out of the way. And then onto our last one. We do exactly the same. Just follow the basic shape round. And it doesn't matter whether you get too much white round one or not. Again, you're just after the basic shape. So see, I've got more white round that one than that one. That's okay. There's nothing stopping you from coming in again and taking a little bit extra off if that's what you feel. It's entirely up to you. Just quickly finish this one off, and then we can get positioning these on our box. So I'm just round these last bits, trying not to take off the top of that one. And then I'll be using some dimensionals to help pop these up, and I'll show you that in a moment. There we go. Scraps out of the way. Okay, so let's bring our box back in. And so how I'm going to position these is comfort and hope, like that. And then we'll have our two bits here. So I'll just get my dimensionals out. So I've got my big ones here, but I actually think the smaller ones would be better. Yeah, so flip these over, both of them, and all I did was put a little one in each of the little, what I'm calling pinecone heads. So one in each, and again on that one. There we go. And then sticking these on, I will be putting snail on the back of them, and then the stalks I'll be putting a tiny blob of snail just underneath them, and that's just to keep that stalk from popping up, but still give your pinecone heads a bit of dimension. That's the first one. Is that the right one? No, we'll leave that there a minute. I mean, there is no right and wrong really, it's entirely how you want it. So we'll get these backs off. As you can see, I don't have any nails at the moment. Lockdown means that I haven't had mine done. So there we go, there's one. And then I popped this one just ever slightly off it, like so. And as you see, those little bits just pop up. So what I do is I get my glue flowing to a point where it isn't going to just blob out everywhere. And I put a tiny blob under that one, and then under that one. And then just hold them down a second, just till they get hold. In the meantime, I could be popping glue on here. There we go. Just going to spread that around a bit. Same on this one. And we'll get those stuck on. So, comfort. And the good thing about liquid glue is you can move things around if they're not quite where you want them to be. So I want my and hope to go there. We'll bring that comfort down a little bit. And there we have it. 2 Tealight boxes in 2 of the in colours, Misty Moonlight and Bumblebee. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Please come back for some more. See you next time. Bye.